Hi, this is Leanna with imore.com, and we are going to take a look at Avid Studio and iMovie against each other. They are both video editing applications for the iPad, and we're going to check out which one is better. So I'm going to jump into Avid Studio, and here is what the launch screen in Avid Studio looks like. It looks nice. This is where you'll see a long list of all of the videos that you are working on. I only have one. In iMovie, this is what the intro screen looks like. You scroll horizontally, and it kind of has like an old movie theater feel to it. Okay, so let's start a new video with Avid Studio. The plus sign, and I'm going to be lame and call this one iMore Test, even though my other one was called this. Okay, and here we are. Now we're ready to create our movie. On the left-hand side, you'll find all of my media. So here's the video. I can separate by events or by albums. Here are my photos. Again, I can do events, albums, or faces. I have music, only one song. Here are some transitions that come with the app, and some montages and text screens. To start a new project in iMovie, I hit the plus sign. And similar to Avid, on the left-hand side here is all of my media. This is video, this is photos, and this is music. But now let's actually create a video. So here's my video. I'm going to go to albums, and let's look at all imported. And let's say I want to stick in one of these videos of my daughter at the beach. Let's grab this one. And I drag it down here. Now on the top is basically like just a little preview of, so I can have an idea of what's on the video. There we go. So you can kind of see where I can see my audio cues. So I see that there is no audio until here, so I want to trim my clip. So I'm going to hit this button, and since I'm selected video, this says I'm going to cut my video. So I just cut a line right there. So I'm going to take all of this beginning part, throw it away. Let's add an intro picture. So let's go to albums. I've got an iMore image in here. Let's drag that to the beginning. And it shows right here it's 4 seconds long. I think that's too long, so I'm going to trim this down to 2 seconds. Now I want to add some text in the beginning. Let's say we want to add this one. And I'm going to stick this right here. And to edit that text, I'm going to do that like this. I can choose my fonts. I'm not going to be picky here. I'm just going to pick one. I can change the font color. Let's go with a blue, and the font size. There we go. And I actually wanted the picture in the front, so I'm going to drag it there. And let's see where we're at so far. Now I am seeing a preview of the video that I have. Alright, cool. Okay, let's do the same thing in iMovie. And to do it in iMovie, I have to select it, and then I can hit this drop. Drops it right on in. And on the bottom is where I can see my audio, and I see there's no audio until about here. Now in order to trim the clip in iMovie, I have to make sure I have the clip selected, and then I swipe down and it cuts it. Now I can grab this beginning and throw it away. We want to add some an intro photo, and I'm going to select this one to drop in. I want to adjust the length. Up on the top is where I can see how long it is, so slide it over to 2 seconds. Now adding a blank screen of text in iMovie is the first area where it falls short, because I actually cannot do that. In order to add text, I need to choose on which theme I want. And then once I choose my theme, then I come over to my clip and I say I want this to be a title. And then I choose how I want it to look. Do I want it to be an opening? So on this theme, it's going to look like that. Do I want it to be in the middle down there or in the ending? So I'll go ahead and do it like in the beginning, and we'll call this, I'm sorry, not iMore. Let's call this Avid versus iMovie. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. And there's my intro. So it's just a different style of intro. I cannot do the other kind if I wanted to. Now let's add some music to this video. So I would browse to the music. I went to songs. And I tap it and it inserts the music. Now notice that it made it all go in the background of my video. And that is actually all I can do with this music. I can't only take a small portion of the music. I can adjust the audio, but the audio needs to stay at the same level. Or I can turn the music off. And the only other option I can do is to choose to loop the background music or not. So if I don't want to loop it, then I could put multiple songs one after another. So here's my movie in Avid, and I want to add some music. So I come here to the music tab, and I can add my music. I'm going to tap it, and I'm going to see, notice I can put a lot of music in here. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the first one and start it right there. Now, if I wanted, I could wait and not start the music until there. But I'm going to go ahead and put it in the beginning of the video. And I want the music to end after my intro. Now, this is something I could not do in iMovie. So I have my music selected, and I'm going to hit the slicing button again, the cut button, and this time it shows music instead of video. So there we go, I cut my music. I don't want any music after that, so I'm going to throw it out. I also would like the music to fade out instead of end abruptly. And let's maybe turn it up just a little bit. And let's see what that looks like.
You like that sand, Lila?
And now let's say somewhere in the middle, so right here, I want to add a picture, but that still uses the audio from this clip. So I'm going to say that it starts there, and I'm going to want it to end about there. So I trim my video for the length of that I want the picture. Then I find the picture. I think I was going to use this one, and I stick it on top of the image that represents that part of my clip. And I'm going to say to do picture in picture. Now it looks weird right now, and this kind of seems like the best way I figured out how to do this. I'm going to open this up. I don't like how there's black on each side of my photo, so I'm going to have it fill like this, and we'll hit done. And now I'm going to go ahead and make this. I'm not going to get too picky. So I'm going to stick it in right there. And now, I believe it's going to, if you can't really see it down there, but it says I need to render it to really get a good idea of what the preview looks like. So let's go ahead and hit this to render. So it's rendering any montages and tiles. There we go. So notice that the audio was still playing as it goes through that photo. Pretty cool. Now let's real quickly go ahead and look at those montages. This is something that iMovie does not do. And just so you can see how they look and how they work. So let's do this one. This is one that involves 4 different images. And I'm going to stick this right here at the end. I'm going to make it way shorter. Let's say about there. And now I'm going to add some images to it. I'll go ahead and insert this photo, stick it on there, and I decide which one do I want it to be. I want it to be 2. And I'm going to choose a beach photo. Let's go ahead and choose this one. I'll make that one number 1. And I'm not going to really choose stuff that's related, but let's go ahead and add some more photos. Oh, here's one of me and Renee. Let's add that one. And so it's really, really easy to do. However, I do need to render it like I did before. So since iMovie doesn't have any of these types of picture-in-picture features, it never really needs to render. But at least the rendering is very quick. I am on an iPad 2, so that does make it a little faster. there you go. Some of the montages actually have motion, which is kind of neat. I'll go ahead and I think this one does. We don't have to actually do it, but you can see what it does. So it shows the image and then it does that with the second image. So there's a lot of fun little montages in there that you can use. Now let's go ahead and end this movie by adding the outro that you guys have all seen on any of our videos. And this is now something, again, you can't do in iMovie. Notice here in my albums I have movies. These are movies I've synced to my iPad with iTunes. So here's the Mobile Nations outro. And I'm going to put that right at the end. So real quick, let's just come back to iMovie and basically point out the things that I can't do in it. One is my music, as we already talked about, has to be background music for the entire clip. Let's say I want to end my clip here. I think it's about the same place as my other one. And if I wanted to insert a picture somewhere in the middle, well, I can't do picture-in-picture. So I'm going to have to actually split my clip and add a photo. Into the middle of it. But that means when I play it, let's go ahead and make it shorter. Okay, here we go.
Huh? You like that sand?
So it's really, I'm just splitting up the clip and inserting a photo. It's not nearly as cool as inserting a photo over the clip that's still rolling through the audio. And I also mentioned how I wouldn't have been able to access that one video that I used. And here you can see, here's all my video. These are all of the videos that are in my camera roll or things that were imported from iMovie. Nothing from iTunes that I had as a movie in iTunes do I have access to. So that outro Mobile Nations video is nowhere to be found, and that's all of the video I have access to. So that's kind of really disappointing about iMovie. Real quick, let's see the sharing options. So let's go back to home, and I want to share this. I can create a video file to my camera roll. I can email it, Facebook, YouTube, or do Avid Studio, and that's something that we won't get into. And in iMovie, I can go to Camera Roll, YouTube, Facebook, Vimeo, CNN iReport, and iTunes. So yeah, I think it's pretty clear that Avid is the winner in this one.